bees are a whole different story. They'll just, they're kamikazes. They'll give it up to protect the colony. So yellow jackets, wasps, things like that, they don't have that innate sense because they don't lose their stinger. They just keep on coming at you. So you need to be full protected or get out of there.
So they can be pricks, whereas honeybees have to know that they're going to probably drop dead if they do it.
That's true.
Yeah, so they got to really think it over before they decide to go down that road. In one of the videos we were watching this morning, you were kind of doing that noodling thing. We've seen the noodling videos over the years, but in your case, you were sticking your whole arm without a long sleeve shirt on right into the tire, and you were feeling around. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's crazy to you, but it's actually pretty typical, normal for me, though.
But I mean, why wouldn't they sting you if they feel a human hand in their space like that?
Well, again, I'm feeling with that hand, even though I can't see up in there. I could, and again, that's another perfect reason, if you can, to go without gloves. Because you lose that tactile sense. And so I'll put my hand in there and just kind of. And I could feel the bees kind of getting out of the way, and my hands are just on that comb piece, and I'll just kind of, pull it out.
And you tussle their little heads a little bit. Say, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your friend. I'm here to do good.
Yeah, you shake. It's fun to watch you shake a bunch of active bees. So if you start flailing, that will piss them off.
Well, you possibly can. I mean, if you're in front of a hive and they're on edge to begin with, and your hands are going all over the place, and you got quick, fast movements. That can happen. They can kind of jump on you, so that's kind of why I kind of go low and slow. It's kind of the way to go around bees.
Right.
All right. How can people find your videos? It's J the Bee Man.
JP the Bee Man.
JP the Bee Man
on YouTube. JP the Bee Man. Yes.
Yeah, JP the Bee Man. You can even just go on Google and probably type in JP the Bee Man. Something probably come up. Because I got quite a few on there.
Have you ever thought of a reality show?
Well, I'm sorry?
Have you ever thought of a reality show? Because I would watch this if a guy who rips apart beehives with his bare hands.
Well, there's been a lot of interest. So maybe one day, something will pop up. You never know.
Yeah, you got to look for it, Your videos are entertaining. I'm going to watch a few more tonight.
Thank you very much, buddy.
If y'all have any other questions, just throw them my way. Y'all have a great day.
All right, thanks a lot, JP.
There he goes,
right.
JP the Bee Man.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I would have thought a lot more. I would have thought he got stung a lot.
He explained it perfectly, but it still seems crazy to me.
Yeah, it's a different mentality.
Right. Well, I don't know.
Now I want to do it. I want to just do it. I want to go with him once.
Why don't we try to find someone locally?
Just stand around some bees.
Yeah.
I have such a terror. It's a terror.
I want to film you around some bees. Even when we had bees in the studio that day, those were honeybees, right?
No, they were wasps.
You sure?
100%.
The guy brought
wasps
that we let loose and stuff?
Yes, there were wasps on his scrotum.
I always thought they were just honeybees.
No, they were wasps. That made it worse. Honeybees would be bad enough, but wasps can, like you said, continually sting.
Just keep going and going and going. Well, all right. We're gonna find a place where we could film Jimmy around some bees.
I don't think I would do it because
you gotta
I'd be too scared.
You got to just do it like with your Black Sabbath T-shirt on.
Nah, I don't think I could do it. I physically don't think I could do it.
What if someone like JP was around saying, look, trust me on this? And he says, look, at the most you might get stung twice. Would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm allergic to them. I've been stung in my life.
I would do that. I mean, I would be scared shitless. I'm not going to act like I wouldn't be. But if the guy goes, I could pretty much guarantee you're going to get stung less than 5 times. I would do that.
I don't know.
My fear is that all of a sudden it's just an all-out attack.
That they all focus on you and go,
right.
oh, that's the guy, and fucking buzz you.
I would be scared through the whole process, but if I knew that this guy's like, nah, man, you'll get stung a couple times, 2-3 times, I could pretty much guarantee that. I think I would do it.
I would fucking use that Raid Hornet spray, and I would make all the honey inedible, and I would kill everything in sight. There'd be like that soupy shit on the ground with a few bees with their one leg kicking, like the rest of them dead.
Right.
It'd be a fucking holocaust.
You would just panic, right?
I would panic and start a fire.
You would start off nice, and then next thing you know, you're just finding a garden hose and whatever you could find.
But he said they hover by your face. That's a whenever
and they bump into you. He said they pretty much even will bump into you a little bit, like, yo, get away. You don't want to do this.
No. But at least he has the common sense to know, fucking suit up for a yellow jacket.
Right.
I don't know how interesting it is to talk about bees for an hour, but I'm fascinated with them.
No, I thought it was all right. Jim Florentine standing by. He's we're running late is what I want to say. So we'll get Florentine on immediately after the break.
He's taping, by the way, next Saturday, his special.
Oh, nice.
It's a 1 hour special, and it's in New Brunswick. I am going to go to it. It's go to georgestreetplayhouse.org. Jim, this Saturday in New Brunswick is taping his first 1 hour special, which is great.
Nice. Florentine next.
Everybody get out of here. There's a lobster loose.
The guys will be right back. Until then, follow them on Twitter at Opie Radio and at Jim Norton. Sirius 206, XM 103. The guys, the show, whatever it is, are back. Are back. Are back.
Kiss. Rock is dead, right? That's not the name of the song. Gene Simmons is saying rock is officially dead. Oh, yeah, I don't like Kiss. I remember now. Not a big Kiss fan. Oh, you're not a big Kiss fan, Florentine? You like a few songs, but you don't go too deep, I'm guessing.
Yeah. My brothers, they were 5 years older than me growing up, so whatever they were into, I had to listen to. Right. I had no choice.
Yeah.
Drive around in the car, I'm in the back seat, they're cranking Sabbath, AC/DC, Nugent, Priest. But they never cranked Kiss. I got into Kiss in the 80s when they took the makeup off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Lick It Up and all that stuff. That's when I knew of Kiss, but I was just never...
I started out as a Kiss fan, but then, I got hair on my balls, and I moved on to... Actually, Sabbath and then Zeppelin, and then I had to make a choice for some reason. For some reason back then, you had to make a choice.
You did, between Sabbath and Zeppelin.
And I liked both of them, but then I went the other way. I went the Zeppelin route. But I was all in with Sabbath for a long time. Not a long time, for a year there, or 2 years, whatever, when you're discovering music.
Yeah.
It's tough to go back to listen. I don't know. For me, it's tough to go back to listening to Kiss stuff because it kind of sounds a little dated, the 70s stuff. And I know people go crazy when you say that. Some of the bands don't. You can go listen to a Sabbath record. It sounds like it was made yesterday.
Right.
The Zeppelin stuff, but AC/DC too.
Right.
But for some reason, that Kiss stuff, the studio stuff.
Sounds cartoony to me.
Yeah, a little bit. So it's tough to get into it as you get older.
Which makes it kind of fun in another way. Because then when Kiss did come back and we went and saw them, it was great. I loved it. I loved the show. But I don't really, listen to Kiss music. But Gene Simmons is saying rock is finally dead. It was murdered, he's saying.
By what?
I don't know. It's Gene. Declared in an interview with Esquire, the death of rock was not a natural death. Rock did not die of old age. It was murdered, he added. But rock's killer wasn't the blurring of musical genres or lack of craftsmanship. Instead, Simmons blames file sharing and the fact that no one values music enough to pay you for it for murdering rock and roll. So why are the other music forms doing so well?
Yeah, well, the pop has always done well.
Right.
People always go see it. That's what there's no rock stations left. Any rock stations just play classic rock.
That's disgusting to me.
Tom Petty just put a new record out. I got it. It's really good.
Right.
If that was put out 20 years ago, that would be like a #1 record when, rock was still getting played on the radio. So people can't find it. There's no record stores left. Any new band comes out, it's got to be a word of mouth type of thing. Mm-hmm. So that's why, especially in the rock world, it's tough.
But why can't all those people go and, get their music online?
No one's into that music anymore. My nephew's a sophomore in his high school. He's found one other kid that likes heavy metal and hard rock.
That's it.
Really?
In the school so far.
What do they listen to?
They're in the pop, whatever's going to get you laid at that time.
Jay-Z, I guess so.
That stuff,
Right.
You want to fit in at a party. I told him, I said, dude, you're not going to get laid till you're probably 21.
So he's got to listen to a little hip hop. Little Nicki Minaj.
He won't. I don't think he'll do it. My other nephew did it. I got him in the metal at like 13. He called me up at like 15. He goes, I can't do this anymore. I can't get pussy. He's like, I'm sorry. I got to start listening to Snoop. He goes, "Fuck Rage Against the Machine. I can't. No chicks want to talk to me when I talk about Rage." So
I love that he knew he had to.
He had to, and he did.
No, I mean that he had to talk to you about it
because he felt bad because we'd go to concerts with me.
He was letting his uncle down. Uncle, you said.
Yeah.
Nephew.
No one's listening to metal anymore, huh? Younger people.
Unless you got a dad that gets into it, but really no, you can't find the music anymore either. It used to be you go to a record store and you're sitting there for hours and. The guy behind the counter would tell you, here's a new band. Check this band out. Check that out.
What's, all right. You're 15 in high school, 16, let's say 15 or 16 in high school. What are the 5 groups they're listening to or pop artists?
Madonna?
But I mean, males, boys, almost men. What are they listening to in high school then? What would be the top 5 for them?
EDM is really big.
Who's
like
EDM?
electronic dance music. It's a genre. I mean, a lot of the kids are DJs.
Right.
Like, so these kids in high school, the guys are like learning how to DJ.
Dead Mouse.
Because girls fuck DJs.
Yeah.
Like
and
DJs
you dance
get
at a
laid.
party and you take drugs and that's how you do it.
What do you mean they're learning how to DJ? They set up their equipment and push play, and then that's it. They make believe they're doing shit. We've seen the videos.
I mean, that's
not doing anything anymore.
Well, you gotta like mix. At least know how to mix it at home.
Just be some kind. Yeah, but I think you could pretty much buy the mixes now too, and no one knows you're buying the mixes, right?
That's true.
There was an art form to it.
I had to lug crates of records in, like 9 crates of records in when I was DJing. Never got laid.
You didn't?
No. Well, when I did, like, they would do weddings and parties, never got any pussy off of that. Once in a while in a rock club, I did okay.
Right. Well, Gene continues, it's very sad for new bands. My heart goes out to them. They just don't have a chance. If you play guitar, it's almost impossible, Simmons tells his son Nick, who interviewed him for Esquire. You're better off not even learning how to play guitar or write songs anymore and just singing in the shower and auditioning for the X Factor. And I'm not slamming the X Factor or pop singers, but where's the next Bob Dylan? Where's the next Beatles? Where are the songwriters? Where are the creators? Many of them now have to work behind the scenes to prop up pop acts and write their stuff for them. Gene's right. Gene's right there. He's right. He says Simmons goes on to say that from 1958 to 1983 was music's pinnacle, as he could name hundreds of iconic musicians. Why did it stop at 83 for him, though?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It was still going strong after 83.
What happened in 83? Was that the birth of MTV?
Well, 83,
Yeah,
it
pretty
got
much.
a little, lack of a better way to say it, a little faggy.
Yeah, like the new wave
The
and
new
all
wave
that.
was a bit on the faggy side.
There
Yeah,
was amazing rock music to come out of the 90s.
absolutely.
Right.
All the grunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it
Even
had
the
a-
later U2 stuff was great.
But then the hair metal bands did all right in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, Motley Crue started up in, when, late 70s maybe?
No, 81, 82,
81-ish?
82 I
All
think
right,
was
so
their first
they had a
record.
great run.
I
What
think
is he
he's talking
talking
about
about?
as soon as MTV hit. That
He says, since then, Simmons lists 2 bands that have carried on the spirit of that era.
Guns N' Roses?
From 58 to 83 was the golden years, basically, and then there were only 2 bands that he acknowledges that kept it going after that.
Huh. Who are they?
Stones. and-
Nirvana, and surprisingly, I don't know, Tame Impala.
I don't even know what that is.
What about Pearl Jam?
Tame Impala, which Simmons' son turned him on to. I've never heard of Tame Impala.
It sounds like Gene's probably managing him, so he gave him a plug.
Simmons then points the finger at who he suspects is guilty for killing Rock. My sense is that file sharing started in predominantly white middle and upper middle class young people who were they felt entitled to have music for free because that's what they were used to. If you believe in capitalism, and I'm a firm believer in free market capitalism, then that other model is chaos. It destroys the structure. I find that many of the more patriotic people are immigrants. All right, I don't know.
But a lot of people do expect music for free and they don't want to pay for it.
But I think it's more like technology changed.
Yeah.
You can make music with your computer. You don't have to sit there and learn guitar. So, of course, a kid is going to say, okay, I'll make music on my computer, and that way I can be good at it quicker, and then,
But then people-
like Florentine said, get pussy.
But then, acts did adjust. They started touring more and figuring out other ways
Right.
to make, money.
Yeah, I mean,
It's it's easy to blame it on free music, but the problem is they took advantage of the consumer for so long too. So when that opportunity came about with Napster, people were like, well, fuck you. You're charging way too much for a lot of this stuff to begin with. So now we feel like, we're going to take a little advantage now.
Yeah, exactly. Because
that's part of the argument. It has to be always.
Every new format that came about, they were like, it's going to sound so much better. So then you had to rebuy the shit again.
And it was expensive.
I bought every Sabbath record probably 19 different times in every other different format.
Yeah.
And at some point, people are like, well, I already bought the Zeppelin stuff 3 times.
Right.
Now there's some, MP3s. I could just put it right on my phone. I already bought. Why am I going to pay for it again?
Because it's digitally remastered.
Yeah, I know. Because you can hear that.
I know. But
you can hear that drum that you never heard before.
That really is part of the argument, though. Music got expensive for people.
It did.
Especially if you wanted a few different,
when they went from albums to CDs, because albums were like $7.99.
Right.
And then they went to CDs, and CDs went up to like $15.99.
How much CDs were at one point?
Yeah, when they first came
$20.
out. When they first came out, the minimum $14.98.
They were pushing $20.
$20.
And they would say, we're going to put 16, they would tell the artist, put 14 or 15 songs on instead of 9 or 10 to make it worth it. There's over an hour of music on it. But meanwhile, most of the stuff was shit. It was just filler tracks.
I remember you go to a record store, you buy 5 CDs, and you were pushing $100. $100, it's a lot of fucking money for most of us.
And the CD didn't sound better than an album. Look at everybody's buying records now that really like sound, the music. The sound is way better on a record than a smashed on a compact.
Well, you're
disc.
saying. I think you're saying cassettes. How much cassettes were? You said
cassettes were about the same price, maybe $1 more, maybe $8.99. But then when CDs got introduced, they jacked it up and then they put a bunch of filler tracks on.
And they all knew that everyone was going to replace their whole catalog.
You had no choice,
and they didn't give a fuck. So
because they would just phase out the album, the cassettes, so anything new came out. Yep. Within 2 years, you can only get on CD.
So then, you see that you could get a few albums for free. You're already feeling like the record industry was ripping you off. I could see.
I went right to Columbia House and BMG and done fuck them.
Right.
You're going to put it on CD, and I already bought the shit on album cassette. Now I'm stealing on CD.
Did you maintain the BMG music service thing? Like, did you actually pay the penny?
Please. As soon as I got my CDs, I put a change of address and put it to my neighbor across the street, and then they would get all the bills.
You wouldn't pay for them?
Never. I never paid once.
Jason in Detroit. He's going to correct you on the Tom Petty thing. Go ahead, Jason.
Mr. Florentine, I don't want to get your wrath. I'm not doing it to be an asshole, but Tom Petty's last album did go to #1, and I believe it was his first time having a #1 album, sir.
No, I'm just talking about like overall popularity. I know the first week album sales are always great and you'll sell a lot or whatever, but then after that it falls off. But then no one's playing it and it's not really out there like it would have been 20 years ago with good songs.
Was it the #1 rock album or #1 album overall?
#1 album overall, sir.
But most people don't put out albums anymore. They're putting out individual songs, more or less. I mean, not as much as like when we were growing up. Everyone put out albums, so there was a lot more competition.
No, sir, you're totally right about this. But like 20 years ago, Tom Petty would have sold 400,000 albums the first week.
Easily.
This time he probably sold 35, 40,000.
Can we find out real fast?
And overall, he's probably going to sell maybe 160,000 instead of 3.5 million.
Plus, I understand that if you bought tickets to his concert, you got a free. Part of the thing was you got an album, so that went to his album sales.
Right, so that helped his album sales too. He gave a free album if you buy a ticket.
It's called Hypnotic Eye. I heard a town hall with Tom Petty right here on Sirius XM when I was doing a lot of driving this summer. It was great. Tom Petty is very, very interesting, and it made me want to listen to more Tom Petty stuff.
I always hated him for some reason. I don't know why. I never liked Tom Petty.
Never, huh?
No, I've heard like when he did the Super Bowl, I watched, and I thought his stuff was good.
He never went away. The guy never went away. He's been creative ever since.
131,000 records the first week, which if you
pretty
bought,
decent,
right? But he also put it in where you bought a ticket.
Right.
If you bought a tour ticket, you'll get the album. So they put that in there. That's what Jay-Z did. I think it wasn't Jay-Z's last record.
Did he do that?
He put in if you buy a ticket, or it was Beyonce, one of those two. Then all of a sudden they sold like 7 million records the first week or something like that.
They did it with the phone. Like they were like, if you have this phone, you get the record for free.
Right.
And then it sold 1 million records technically.
What phone?
I think they did a deal with Samsung or something.
They did do a deal with
album.
my phone, the Samsung Galaxy S5.
Yeah, I think it was that
Fuck
one.
Apple. Fuck them right in their B assholes. Thank you,
guys.
Jason.
I'm watching out.
But Florentine makes a very good point. 125, 130,000 is nothing compared to what these guys used to do in their heyday.
But won't he make money on digital downloads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also the
that's
overhead's
counted in the digital downloads are counted in that.
Okay.
Every like 9 or 10 digital downloads you sell, even if it's the same song, that counts as one album. So that's how they add it up.
There was a time, because we're older, there was a guilt associated with getting your music for free. You felt a little guilty, like, not cool, whatever. But now, like Gene explained in this article, these kids can't even fathom or understand the fact that you should be paying, the artist for their music. They can't even understand that.
Well, you're not going
their
into a
whole
store.
lives they've just gotten their music for free.
Because the only way to do it for free years ago was to steal it, was to to hide it under your jacket and get the fuck out of there. But now you're home, it's there. It's like it doesn't feel like stealing because it's right there on your home computer.
It's not even stealing anymore because the concept of owning music is just going away. Like kids don't own music; they just watch it on YouTube or they get Spotify or something like that. Like they don't even download. Like it's just streaming because it's there. They go on YouTube and watch the video, and that's where they get their music from. That's why these videos get hundreds of millions of hits.
We got shitty jobs just so we could go to the record store and buy our music. How many of us just had a shitty job because you knew, all right, I'll have a few bucks in my pocket?
Of course. Yeah, but look, yeah, absolutely. When it's there at your fingertips, like before, if someone didn't want to pay for the new AC/DC record, I would record it on cassette for them. But it was a pain in the ass. I'm like, it's going to take a week. I'll fucking, I'll from album to cassette. And here's a blank cassette and listen to it and stuff. So it was just like, you know what? Let me just go fucking buy it instead of waiting.
You know how much it costs now just to see these guys though?
That's how they got to make the money though.
We come from a time it was what, $7? $7 to see your favorite band?
I forget how much.
Even with inflation, that's got to be less than $20.
I scalped Rush tickets from a broker. I never went to the concert because I couldn't go by myself. I think I talked about this. And I paid $35 for them, and that was like way over what they were worth.
Right.
So that's probably 1986, maybe 85.
But, they're not making the money selling the records, so they got to go out and tour and put a high price up there. And they're also doing the VIP meet and greets.
Oh, right.
That's where a lot of bands are making the money. Even if they only sell like 2,500 seats at a 10,000 seat venue, they got like 100 VIP meet and greets. And that's all just money goes right to the band. Like Kiss charges $1,250 for a VIP meet and greet.
And you can
if you want to pay $1,250, you get to meet Gene, the whole band, and they'll do an 8-song acoustic set backstage for you.
Wow.
Are you kidding?
And obscure songs too, not like the ones they're going to play on a stage. Plus, you get pictures with them. You get pictures with everybody separate, the band, whatever it is.
See, Gene's a businessman. He figured out a way around this crap.
They do an 8-song acoustic set? I didn't realize that.
And obscure stuff, not like Detroit Rock City, not the same shit they play on the stage.
How many people?
I don't know. It's probably limited to maybe 50. Could be 100. Usually they cut off at like 100. Probably 50.
When do they do
50 it? 50 VIP before the show. Probably like 6 o'clock backstage. 50 people VIP. 1250 times 50. Goes right in their pockets.
We're going to start that immediately. You can come to the VIP area and watch Jim do like 8 different voices.
Yeah, I'll do my acoustic jokes, old jokes.
He'll do 8 voices. You get pictures with us. We'll sign shit. How much do you think we could charge? $150?
Yeah, you could do that.
Most bands don't even do the acoustic thing. They just charge like $1,000, and you go and you get a photo with Miley Cyrus, and then you get like a front row seat, and that's like $1,000.
Yeah, you also get a front row seat. You get in like the top 5 rows with the Kiss package too.
Wow. Let's see. I agree with this guy. Oh, it's Snowy again. Snowy, a regular.
Hey.
What's up, Snowy?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey.
I never felt too guilty about doing the Napster and Kazaa when they first came out because sometimes you like an individual song on an album, and an album you just can't go out and buy. Sometimes it's like a out-of-print album. You can find certain songs on Napster that you can't really find at a store.
Just going with your point, there were times you went to the record store and you had, let's say, $100, and you're like, fuck, I want to buy 10. I got to pick 4 or 5. And with Napster, it did turn you on to a lot more music. And you got to assume a lot of those people then ended up becoming hardcore fans of bands they would have never found out about if they were getting that music for free. If they weren't getting that music for free.
Yeah, now it's great. You can buy individual songs now. I mean, but I never did a steal. There's certain songs I just could not find in the store. I mean,
Yeah, that's another part of it, certainly.
Yeah, a lot of the bands didn't want to put like a bonus track from Japanese bonus track on an American version, so you'd pick that up on Napster or some bootleg stuff that they never put out. You couldn't find a
Live
record
music was a
store.
big one.
Live, yeah.
There's this band Clutch that's been around for a long time.
I know Clutch.
They're big in the States. They've never done well over in Europe. And the singer was saying on our show that ever since YouTube and people stealing music, they're huge over in Europe. And it's the first time they toured like 3 years ago, and they're playing in front of like 2,000 people. He said we would have never had that opportunity if people weren't taking the music for free and going on YouTube and just listening to our stuff.
What's a great Clutch song no one knows about?
There's a bunch of them.
Go ahead.
What was the last record? I'm drawing a blank.
Jumping
here.
Through Hoops is a good one.
Jumping Through Hoops is wonderful. If you think of one, I'm just thinking maybe we'll just play it. Turn some people onto some Clutch.
Never Drive to Nowhere. Those are good songs. They're Clutch songs that I happen to like.
You want to talk first week football, Florentine, as we think of the Clutch song?
Breathing Down My Neck.
Play a Clutch song at the end. Yeah,
Breathing Down My
play,
Neck is good.
We'll play it going into break. We'll find a couple. What do you think of Tony Romo's performance?
It's bad. I was watching that game.
He's just terrible. He's a terrible...
Someone made a good point. I think it was Marshall Faulk on the NFL Network said...
Did he say Romo's a cunt? If he said that, he made a good point.
He said that Romo, it almost seems like Romo knows how bad the Dallas defense is, which they are, that he just tries to win the game by himself. Like he'll throw in the double coverage, he'll throw a deep pass because he's like, I know that this other team's going to score 31 points on us easily.
Right.
So he's got to stick to the game plan. It seems like he's trying to win it by himself because he knows he's got such a shit defense. But you know what? But then the next 3 weeks, the guy will throw 11 touchdown passes and no interceptions.
Yeah,
and they'll win 3. They'll beat whoever, the Patriots. They'll beat the Broncos, and then they'll play the Redskins at home and they'll lose that game.
Whenever there is pressure, he's a bum. He's great. Like again, week 2, week 3, but if it comes down to a game they have to win, he will always choke because he's a choke. Some guys are and some guys aren't. Like Montana won. He was amazing. Yeah, and I know he had all these great players around him, but he won games because he's a fucking big game guy.
Never considered him a choke.
Never.
He was a big game guy. Yeah,
Aikman wasn't a choke. Fucking Tony Romo as a guy is a choke. He's a guy that if he had to fucking run through a yellow light quickly, he'd hit something. That's who he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's that guy. He's a guy who's great. He can drive 150 miles an hour. Never hit anything. As soon as the light turns yellow and he guns it, fucking smashes right into a cop car. Because he's a panicky choke.
That's all that needs to be said about that one.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch him. If you're a Cowboy fan, it's frustrating to watch.
I've said this before. That game, when he fumbled that snap, in that moment, that defined who he will always be as a fucking NFL player.
Oh, the playoff game against the Seahawks, yeah.
In that moment, that's who he is. Like, I know he's got a great arm and he can fucking throw 80 yards. And again, you're right, he could go fucking 11 straight touchdowns. But in that fucking moment, that fumbled snap, that's who that guy is deep down naked as a player.
There you go.
No, you got a good point there. That was when Parcells had the team. They had a good shot at getting the Super Bowl that year. They had a great team, and then after that, they just fell apart.
Yeah, that was his one moment of like, this is what you do with pressure, and that first moment probably defines you a lot.
How did your fantasy football team go, Jim?
Not too good yesterday. I didn't get a lot of points.
No,
it's just
Yeah.
That's a brave stance to take because everyone's into fantasy football.
Come at me.
Come at me.
I know everybody is.
A lot of people very excited that fantasy football started.
Hey, if it works for you, if that keeps you occupied, that's fine. Whatever you got to do. Not a fan. I don't need to do it.
Dolphins beat the Patriots.
Yeah, those division games they're always played close. Right. Patriots will blow them out next time.
The Patriots have an all right team this year.
They looked amazing in the first half,
right.
And then the second half, Miami shut them down.
How's Miami's team this year?
You never know.
It's too early, obviously.
Way too early. I mean, Miami was famous for never making adjustments at halftime, and Belichick's a master at that, and it worked the opposite yesterday.
Right.
You would never think that. Brady just looked very ordinary in the second half. But he's always throwing to guys that, you never even heard of. They just signed off the street.
It is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing that guy could still...
Always gets brand new receivers every single year.
So, no, it's early. And the
Well,
Jets.
they just got to leave it all on the field.
Yeah, look, Brady left it on the field.
He certainly did.
He gave 115%. It wasn't even 100.
Absolutely.
It was 115%.
Just the other team, it was just their day. They played good. You got to take your hat off to them. I mean,
it's going to be interesting to see how Tom's going to bounce back next week. It's not going to be interesting.
no,
it's not. He's going to take a snap under center, and he's going to throw a few passes like he's done his whole career.
I think it's going to be interesting to watch.
Nothing interesting about it. He's not going to go out there without a uniform on because he's like, I'm going to try without a uniform. That would be interesting.
Right.
He's not going to wear his helmet backwards.
No.
He's not going to bring his wife in the huddle. That would be interesting. He's just going to play like he played every other week. Not interesting.
Are you excited that all the Manning commercials are back? Why?
Is it brutal or what?
It's brutal. But they get commercials every single year.
And Eli is
They're so bad at acting.
Eli is the word. Like Eli.
Did you see him running away? The one they showed a million times yesterday.
Donuts one.
Well,
or something.
it's the one they're tailgating and he comes out of nowhere and then he has to run away and he can't even run away right. Or are they going for the goof? Or are they going for the fact that these guys are horrible?
Eli is almost like you watch like public access TV and you see the acting on there. Right. That's how he is. Like he's on the first time he's on a camera. And Peyton, look, if I had $250 million in the bank, like Peyton Manning probably has, at least worth that.
You think?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. I'd say somewhere around there. He's probably made like 180 million just playing football.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sending the endorsements. And I had an appearance like that in the Super Bowl, on the biggest stage, and just completely bombed. I would, in the off season, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to friggin' lay low.
Right.
And just focus. I know a commercial only takes a day to film. You got friggin' 4 months off. I get it. But still, I would go, I'm just going to lay low. I'm just going to focus on football. I'm not going to be with Papa John promoting this fucking garbage pizza. I'm not going to be doing insurance commercials.
John? You don't eat it?
I don't eat it.
You don't eat Papa John?
I'd rather eat your asshole out. I would.
That's a win for both of us.
Why is it horrible pizza, in your opinion? This is Jim Florentine's opinion.
But we also live on the East Coast where the pizza's good here.
It's pretty good.
It is. So if you live in the Midwest,
your local guy makes
Middle America, pizza's not as good as it is on the East Coast. You might go for a Papa John's. It's almost like a Domino's.
Why wouldn't you just go to your local guy? Your local guy makes better pizza, in my opinion, as well than Papa John's.
They do, absolutely.
Right?
But why do people eat Domino's? Domino's is, I'd say, a step above Papa John's, but still, it's kind of shitty.
It's the power of advertising. You see it on TV, and you're like a zombie, and then you can't even imagine eating anyone else's pizza.
Well, that's what Papa John's does.
That's why we got the ketchup in the corner.
What do you mean?
We might do a little thing with our ketchup over there.
Well, let's not make promises to the listeners that we can't keep, because you get them all psyched for a bit like this.
We were supposed to do it last week. I apologize to everyone for not doing it last week, but we had Bobby Lee in here killing it. But this might be the perfect day to do our ketchup thing. This
ketchup thing is just people are just going berserk over it.
I love it.
Because that one restaurant in Fort Myers banned ketchup for anyone over 10.
They're just being twats.
No, they're not.
They're going to lose business.
No, they're not.
I think they're going to lose business.
They make good food there, and they don't want people drenching it with ketchup.
So you can't put ketchup on what over there? Well, if it's a sushi joint, who cares? But is it known to be a hamburger type of joint?
I don't know. It's something like bistro.
E-Rock, you know?
But no, because they know they got good food there. So people are going to drench it with ketchup. They're going to go, it was all right. It wasn't great.
Who gives a fuck?
Well, I'm just saying, though, from their standpoint, they're going to go, if they're going to put ketchup on it, it's going to ruin our unique taste.
They're just being assholes.
No, they're not.
As long as you pay, I'm a silent restaurant owner. As long as you pay your bill, who gives a fuck? I don't care what you pour on it.
That's the way.
Why would they care that much?
I back them.
Maybe a top.
Then go to 17 restaurants next door to it. Go to the Applebee's next door to it, or the fucking Fridays across the street.
I think we need
and
to
get
know,
all the ketchup you want.
I think we need to know what type of a restaurant.
It's something. I think it's like a French bistro place.
Yeah, it's a bistro.
Or something.
He banned ketchup and salt because he doesn't want people altering the food that he makes.
So it's a high-end type of restaurant?
It is. It sounds a little douchey. It does.
Yeah.
And he has on his menu saying that he reserves the right to refuse condiments and service to people.
It's like that Nizawa sushi thing. You know what I mean? Like Nizawa, when you'd go eat sushi, that's the same vibe. If you bothered him and asked for too much shit, he'd throw you out. Like that. That's what this guy's kind of like.
And we went there, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it was great.
So I'm being a hypocrite, I guess.
For me, the guy.
I think it's kind of cunty.
It is.
That you're basically saying you can't use ketchup or salt in my joint.
Yeah, and he won't let Jews in, which is it's uncalled.
Well, that I completely agree with.
It is, but I love it that he's taking a stance.
True.
It is douchey, absolutely. But the guy knows, like, I make good food. It's unique. It's not like the shitty Fridays across the street.
Right.
So I want you to taste it. And if you're going to drench it with ketchup, it's going to taste like shit, just like every other food, all the other food you eat. So I want you to come back.
My ketchup thing is very simple, by the way, and it goes to your Papa John's point. Why do they all get their pizza from Papa John's when you could go to your local guy? And I guarantee most times it's going to be a better quality pizza, and it's the power of advertising. So I had Rich Voss over at my house over the summer, and I quickly grabbed America's Choice ketchup. I just grabbed it.
Right.
And I think subconsciously is because it was a little cheaper too, because going back in the day when we always had to find bargains as a family. But I also was thinking to myself that I know America's Choice is just as good as any other fucking ketchup in the supermarket. Rich Voss beat the shit out of me. E-Rock beat the shit out of me. So you got Hunt's, Heinz, and America's Choice over there. And I guarantee that E-Rock cannot tell the difference between the ketchups. He will
I bet
not.
he can by weight, by feel. He could stick his cock in all three of them and he'd tell the difference.
And then Sam gets involved, and he doesn't even like ketchup, which proves even further that the power of advertising. Because the guy doesn't even eat ketchup, and he had an opinion on it.
I just don't like seeing millionaires buy America's Choice.
Gives a fuck.
Well, this is going to be crazy. Let's go.
Maybe he's got something against Heinz.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe.
But why does he?
Isn't John Kerry married to the Heinz?
You think it's
so?
a
Maybe he's not a
political-
John Kerry fan. Maybe he doesn't believe it.
No,
yeah, maybe
he's too stupid to
Was
think
it
of that stuff.
political?
No
Yeah.
disrespect to you. No, he's far too stupid. Sorry, no, I don't mean that.
Maybe because the Jets lost a championship game at Heinz Field 3 years ago, and they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
No, he's too shallow to care about that.
No, he doesn't care about that either.
Far too dumb.
So it's not even that.
Yeah, no, he's
all
too
right.
stupid.
Wait, who's dumb? Me or E-Rock?
E-Rock.
Oh,
Can I amend my answer? Both equally. But I was saying E-Rock in that moment.
oh, okay. Because the Florentine was pointing at me every time he said he's too dumb.
No, I was just I'm using examples. I don't know.
But why does Sam have a voice when he doesn't even eat this shit?
Because he's a grown up now too.
No, he's saying it has to be Heinz.
Oh, yeah. Why are you saying it has to be Heinz then?
When you've never had ketchup.
I've had ketchup before, but if you're gonna have ketchup, it's like anything else. You don't buy store brand soda. You don't buy store brand ketchup.
Why though? In the end,
For the same reason why you didn't.
do you know
think-
when you go into CVS and they have the name brand aspirin or whatever, and right next to it they have the CVS brand or whatever? If you look at the ingredients, it's the exact same thing, but people cannot not buy the Tylenol, let's say.
It's always shittier. I'm sure
It's not,
I'm
though,
sure
in
your
a lot
mom
of
said
cases.
that the Pepperidge Farm bread was the same, but you knew it was not the same.
There are a lot of, look, it's not perfect, but there are a lot of products that have the exact same ingredients, but because of the power of advertising, like, I have to go with the name brand.
They mix it different or something.
Okay, so what happens when you get a prescription and you get the generic version instead of the real one because it's only like $4 instead of 40?
Insurance won't cover the fucking real stuff a lot of times. You have
it still
the generic.
gets rid of your disease, whatever you have, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but you're not taking it for enjoyment. Like ketchup is like you want the taste, the enjoyment, the experience.
But you don't really get enjoyment out of using ketchup.
And a lot of people do.
No, it never puts anybody in a better mood when they fucking squirt ketchup out. Unless you're putting it on your wife's pussy, and she's gonna put ketchup on first
that
before
was a
you
good
eat
fix,
it.
by the way. You went for pussy. You don't want to sound too medical.
Exactly.
You're missing my point, though. This guy should not even have an opinion on ketchup, and he does because of advertising.
It's not advertising. It's just store. I mean,
E-Rock, you think you could go 3 for 3? I know it's a douchey bit. Trust me, I'm not sitting here like, oh my God, we have to like tease this for the next week. I want to do it really quickly though, because he thinks he could pick out all 3.
He can.
America's Choice is maybe like 10 cents less than Heinz, probably maybe 20 cents. So it's not like he's saving. He didn't go from $10 to $1.
It's like people say like the paper towels are the same, and they're not the same. And they say the toilet paper is the same, and it's not the same.
No, you're right about that.
No,
Charmin is definitely softer
way
than
better.
You
the
could pick
store
out
brand.
plenty of products that are different. But I'm telling you, as ketchup, I would bet a lot of money. I think it's $100 if he could go 3 for 3. That it's pretty similar.
Cola. It's the same ingredients, but it's not the same.
Sam had the name brand stuff his whole life. That's the thing, because your mom probably bought the good stuff.
No, but I think because when he started talking about his mom, my dad always loved a bargain. So now I don't like.
Oh, there is.
Okay.
I don't like when people go out of their
that makes
ways
sense.
when they can afford to buy the real thing.
There are products, absolutely. The name brand is, far superior. But
if someone started out drinking store brand cola, never had Coca-Cola, and then later on in life tried a Coca-Cola, like, nah, I like the other stuff better. It's just what you tasted first, what you used to. Everybody's used to Heinz ketchup, so they can't have anything else because that's what was in the house. But when other shit comes around, they're like, no, I can only have Heinz.
No, because sometimes like somebody who's just had diet soda all their life, when they taste real soda, they're like, holy shit.
But I bet you we could, if the ketchup thing is a hit today, and I know it will be, then maybe we'll do it with cola.
I'll kill you in cola.
Oh my god!
Me too.
I hope the camera's charged.
The cola, I'll give him. You drink store brand cola. I could taste. I don't drink soda anymore, and I could definitely taste it. But
all right, I'm willing to put some money on the line for that too.
Really?
Yeah. Which 3 colas?
Any 3: RC, Coke, and America's Choice.
And Royal
Pepsi,
Crown
Coke,
too.
and America's
You
Choice.
have to go 3 for 3.
I could go 3
The
for
RC
3
Cola and the America's Choice is going to fuck you up. You know
soda.
that.
I'm pretty good with soda.
All right, we're going to do soda then too.
Whoa.
Gonna have to.
Good. You know what? I can tell it's contract time.
What?
I can tell it's contract
We're
time.
pulling out all the big bits.
Yeah, we're revving up.
That's right.
Here. I'm Team E-Rock on the ketchup thing, 100%.
He's not
going to
do it. No, he's not. Unless you guys have some fucking cheating up your sleeves.
What cheating? It
So you're going to give me the ketchup and the whatever, and I'm gonna get it all.
I just know
set.
E-Rock we've known for years.
What's he gonna eat ketchup on? Tuna fish? Make him eat on something awful.
He's got tater tots.
Oh, a little sweetie.
No, Roland went down to McDonald's and got us hash browns.
How delightful.
E-Rock, for years,
right,
is a condiment expert. He loves putting a little extra sauce on whatever he's got. He knows
he's a fan of
he loves
condiments.
a little extra.
A little extra?
Little extra is E-Rock's thing. Just a little taste.
I don't like condiments in general, especially mayonnaise-based anything.
Mayonnaise, awful.
I'm out.
Salt, you don't need salt. There's enough salt in everything you eat.
I don't do the salt. I don't do mayonnaise.
When you're cooking whatever homemade meal, you got to put salt in, obviously, for the taste, but you don't need to put extra once it comes.
Creamy salad dressings, not a fan.
What about ranch?
Nope.
Wow.
I'll do a little ranch, but I don't search it out. I might dip a little celery in some ranch every once in a while, but
I always get it on the side. I don't want them dumping it on because they dump like
Blue
a fucking half a
cheese.
gallon on your salad.
Yeah.
Blue cheese, no thank you. Chicken wings.
They go.
Chicken wings, when I go down that road, I don't need any extra.
Colin won't eat blue cheese either. I happen to love it on chicken wings.
But you get the hot sauce, obviously.
Go hot sauce.
Yeah, otherwise they're just chicken wings.
I'm
There's
not,
no
I'm
buffalo.
not perfect. I'm just telling you.
Yes, you are.
In general, I don't like condiments because it goes back to my childhood. We didn't have the extra money for all these extra condiments in the house.
If I wanted ketchup, I had to suck it off my father's prick.
So I guess I just got used to it. I don't drink soda to this day because we didn't have soda growing up. I'll have maybe 2 or 3 sodas a year. That's it. Maybe. And I'll enjoy it, but I don't need to search it out ever.
I don't eat condiments, but that's just my weirdness. I drink soda constantly. It's way too much.
Oh, God, more, please. Do tell.
Speaking of ketchup, Florentine, I've become a fan of your YouTube channel. Which I encourage you to do, by the way.
I know you did.
Okay, and it's going to be a big hit. It's going to grow. But you're creeping me out how you're filming these videos. The ketchup video, you look like you're in a corner somewhere.
I was in the corner of my house. Wherever I go.
The fucking ISIS videos are less...
Somebody told me... Somebody mentioned the ketchup thing, and I'm like, all right, and you guys were talking about it. And
are you in the cupboard, though?
No, in the corner in my dining room, right against the wall.
I'm a fan, but I'm thinking maybe a little...
I'll do it wherever. It doesn't matter.
Kenny and I both noticed your haircut looks different in this one.
I didn't take a shower for like 3 days.
All right. So your bag smells, too.
Yeah, I don't dress up for it. I just turn the thing on and go. I don't care.
Are you trying to say you don't care how you look on camera?
No, I don't. I really
Good for
don't.
you.
I don't wear any makeup ever. I'm doing a special on Saturday. I have no makeup. Like, you're not going to... No, I don't give a shit. If I'm shiny, nobody's going to change the channel.
What about a little rouge?
None of that.
A little bit.
I don't give a fuck.
What about a little...
I'm married. I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to get laid. I don't give a fuck what I look like. Any slob watching me bitch about ketchup is not going to go, it's fucking... It's a little shiny, his forehead. It's a weird background. I can't watch this.
What about your wardrobe? It is a big day Saturday for you.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing?
Regular black. I was going to wear a Sabbath shirt, but you can't. The concert shit is tough.
Why?
To wear, because you got to get rights to it
Right.
and all that shit.
The artist, whoever
just a
owns
regular black T-shirt.
Nice.
And jeans, yeah.
Good for you.
Why didn't you shower in 3 days?
Because I don't care.
Oh.
We
It just it didn't hit me. Or maybe it was 2. It was probably 2 days.
the Florentine thing. This is a big deal for Jim, and I hope everyone comes out. How are tickets? Tickets doing well?
Tickets are good. They just opened up some more seats for the first shows, 7:30, because with cameras and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, of
but
course, camera
just 2
kills.
shows, 7:30 and 9:30.
Yeah, it's tickets
Just
for the
Saturday.
Tickets for the taping of the comedy special this Saturday. 2 shows, like Jimmy Florentine said, on sale now. George Street Playhouse, New Brunswick, New Jersey. Go to George St Playhouse.
George Street Playhouse. Yeah, George.
But don't spell out street
Right.
is what I'm getting at. GeorgeSTPlayhouse.org to get your tickets. It's going to be great. We're very happy for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do it.
Where's the Playhouse on George Street? 'Cause I know I went there when I was a kid, and I think I saw my first fucking live.
It's right
show
next
there.
door to the State Theater. You know what
Okay,
State
I know
Theater?
exactly where it is. Yeah.
Can we play the Ketchup Rant going in a break from Jim Florentine's YouTube channel? Mm-hmm. What is the name of your? I just got it in my subscriptions on my YouTube channel. What is the name of your channel? I guess what I'm
Jim
just trying to-
Florentine.
Yeah,
Just
just
Jim
Jim
Florentine?
Florentine. It's called Ketchup is for Kids.
Subscribe to the
Real
channel because he's already bitched about airplane announcement nightmares. I
That's
saw that
easy,
one.
but you know what? People enjoy it.
Grown men should not bring their mitts to baseball. I really enjoyed that one. I did not see Dunkin' Donuts stinks. And what's great about his channel, they're all like a minute and a half tops. Annoying hotel maids. I saw that one. Very funny. Gamblers never win in a casino. I like that one. Annoying airplane announcements part 2. I don't think I saw that yet. Or maybe I saw that one and not the first. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to show you.
What don't you like when they fucking start telling you when you're taking off and it's quiet at 6 a.m. and like, let us tell you all about our frequent program, and they try to say their credit cards over the fucking PA system.
Oh, that's
it's enraging.
Yeah.
And you just want to kind of maybe like.
You just want to be quiet and relax.
Because they
Close
say
your
the
eyes a little
FAA
bit.
makes us make these announcements. They don't, because if you do a red-eye flight, they go, look, we're going to keep the announcements to a minimum. We're not going to announce what fucking drinks we have on the cart. I have a feeling I know. You probably have water, fucking soda, juice. I'll figure it out. Coffee and tea. You don't have to go through. We got Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, Orange. All right.
I think we can figure out drinks.
So
that you
right,
might have.
but the red eye flights, they make one quick announcement right before they take off, and then that's it until you're ready to land an hour, half hour before. They cut all that other shit out during the day. There's 90 million things coming at you.
Beautiful.
About be careful opening the
overhead.
The overhead shit. Nothing's ever fell out.
No, nothing really shifts.
Ever.
It doesn't shift to the point where it's going to knock you on the head.
Never.
You're right.
There's not fucking 45 pound dumbbells going to fall out of there when you open it up and fucking break your feet.
Right.
It might be some guy's sweater.
I don't think. I don't think I've ever seen anything fall out of those.
Nothing's
now that
ever
I think
fell.
about it.
They're
I don't
jam
remember.
packed. If you're not the 20th person on the plane, you can't even fit anything in
Right.
there. They're fucking jam packed in.
If you're making that announcement every single time, you got to assume it's an epidemic of people getting hit on the head.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. You're right.
They fucking, they also, United took all the video monitors out of all entertainment is taken out of their new planes.
Why?
Because they just figure everybody has laptops, they're going to work with the Wi-Fi. But every new United plane does not have
They're probably going to charge people for Wi-Fi.
Well, they do.
They do.
already
$2 an hour they charge.
$9
on
an
United
hour
does.
on fucking for the streaming. And I took the JetBlue flight. It was $9 an hour for streaming Wi-Fi, where you can like watch Netflix or whatever.
And you have to do that. Obviously, They know everyone's would rather do that to use their own shit.
Take all the video equipment out.
Yeah.
But it seems kind of primitive now. When we flew up to Montreal, I was looking at that, going, "Wow, this seems kind of old now."
But DirecTV.
Yeah.
Watch live TV.
Nothing's on live TV.
But then United does a thing where if the flight's under 4 hours, it's $5.99 for DirecTV if they have it on the flight. If it's over 4 hours, it's $7.99. Why? Just make it one price.
Right.
What's the difference?
Make it easy.
Are you using more electricity? Because it's 2 more hours? The fuck is that?
Hey, I've wanted to do this with you. Can we, like...
Cock just came out, by the
way. Maybe a little later, can we do a whole phone call thing where people ask if it's okay?
Yeah.
All right, because I think you've read my Twitter enough and other people that I've been retweeting where we're all nervous. We all want to, like, impress Florentine.
I don't...
Like, all something will come up and we're like, I don't know, what do you think Florentine would say?
I don't... hold to anything. If someone's not into it, that's totally fine.
I forgot what it was
It's
recently. I was thinking
I know you
about
did something about. I hope, Jim, you're okay with this.
Oh, what was it?
I think it was ketchup.
No, because that's old at this point.
I guess
There's
I do
something
make
new.
I guess I do make people feel bad, but I don't do it in that way. I'm passionate about not liking it.
Because we know you don't like selfies. We know you don't like ketchup. Airplane announcements, Dunkin' Donuts.
Blacks.
Huh? Blacks.
I was watching football. My father-in-law was over, and he laughs at the goofy commercials. And every time one came on, I would just stare at him. and if I saw his fucking face with a smile, I was just like, ugh. And we're just arguing all day. You just don't like anything. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
You don't think that funny?
The Aaron Rodgers one, did you see the guys are wearing like the big muscle, they're putting like the muscle suit on?
No, can we find it online?
And it's horrendous. And he's rolling it because someone's doing like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
He was laughing at that?
He was laughing at that. I'm like, you're so fucking easy.
Oh, that's great.
Just because you heard a guy doing a goofy Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's in the gym and he's wearing a muscle suit. That's why you're laughing.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
It's
he laughed at this?
It's Hans. It's Hans and Franz.
That's what State Farm is doing. They're doing takeoffs on all the old SNL
Kevin
skits.
Nealon is way funnier than doing
I didn't even know that was Kevin Nealon.
Oh, this is the old SNL bit.
And
I
Dana
love Kevin.
That's
Kevin
Dana Carvey.
Kevin Nealon's a great.
Kevin Nealon is fucking way funnier than these weird SNL skits he used to do. Although this was huge for him. This character was massive. I didn't know they updated with Aaron Rodgers. Let me see this real fast.
Let me see. I can't see it. So make it big so I can have a laugh.
Hey, look, he's the State Farm guy.
Yeah, and he's discount double checking.
Hans and Franz? Surprise.
Well, here's another surprise for you. Muzzle. Hear me now and believe me later. You pumped up our wallets with the discount double checking, so we want to repay the favor and palm you up.
Sorry, what?
Pull us, you flabby loser!
You'll thank us later.
That's right. Double check your diet.
Roll your boat.
Gently down the loser stream.
That's what I'm talking about.
Doesn't this hurt?
Not with those puny arms.
You don't just lift dumbbells, you drink them. Oh, come on.
That's right. Feel it.
Hello, muscles.
The whole thing?
Yeah, when you're finished, you can eat this up too. Congratulations, Aaron.
You earned the suit. It's a start.
Yeah, not bad.
Really?
Pump up your savings with a discount double check.
I didn't even feel like it's
fucking
radio, so you got to explain this shit. It was so bad. I'm like, I don't feel like even trying to explain this to the people that haven't seen it.
These commercials
I'm
now,
mad.
They're trying to cut to like whatever they think are jokes so quick that you can't even follow it. It's going by so quick. You're like, well, what just happened there? And now they're on to this and this and
that fucking.
And nothing worse.
Is that brutal or what?
That's one of the worst
Brutal.
things I've ever seen.
And nothing worse than, I put it in quotes, the comedic character has to do all the slug lines for the product. It just takes you out of it too.
Yeah.
Was that Kevin Nealon and who else?
And Dana Carvey.
Oh, was him. Okay.
Kevin Nealon is way funnier.
I'll bet you
than
they got
that
paid a lot though, right?
Oh, they probably.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, why am I answering? Jesus.
Right,
Well,
Sam?
look, in their defense, they probably didn't write those lines.
Yeah.
Kevin Nealon's a phenomenal comic.
I think so.
Great dude, absolutely. But
I think so. We've never had Dana on.
Look, let's cut to the chase. If I got offered that, I would have delivered those lines.
So would I.
No problem.
Any accent they wanted.
Exactly.
I'd be happy to.
I would have worked on my Schwarzenegger for days.
I do chip for free. I'd certainly do that for money. Fucking.
Going to break. We got Florentine from his YouTube channel talking about ketchup. When we get back, we haven't even seen we've seen it, but we got to go over the Ray Rice.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Then don't show them until we get back live. You haven't seen this.
No, I know it was brutal. I knew that a couple
the NFL
people
is fucked up, is what it is.
Good, they deserve it.
Up.
They deserve it.
So we'll get into that a little bit. We want to talk about Roman showers, and if you approve of that, and maybe Uncrustables as well. I could start the bit. I like a good Uncrustable. I want to see if you do.
I don't even know what that is.
I'll explain it as well. And then we're going to take phone calls from people to see what they're into and if it's okay with you. Because we're all looking for your approval secretly. Because you're turning into this man's man in front of our eyes.
I don't do it on purpose. It's just stuff that I don't like.
All right. We'll do a whole little
I'm not
phone
trying to
thing
change
with
the
that.
nation's opinion. If you like ketchup, go for it. It's all good.
Oh, and the ketchup fucking taste off.
Whoa.
How could you forget that? It's the benchmark of today.
We have to do it today, or we have to throw the ketchup out.
I say,
Do
do
I get a vote?
do it today. Do it quick. Do it
No,
quick
I want
and
to do
get
it
it
quick.
done. Absolutely.
I don't want it to. I'm not trying to say this is an amazing bit, but it frustrates me that these assholes are believing in the power of advertising.
And then
when a lot of it is complete bullshit, is all I'm trying to say today.
And it just proves that it doesn't matter what you're just putting ketchup on your food out of habit.
Right.
It doesn't matter about store brand. Like you have to have Heinz. You're not going to leave a barbecue because they got fucking America's Choice.
French fries, though, you have to have ketchup on French fries. You have to. And a burger.
You know, I talked to our manager, Jonathan, who is, eats the best food in the world. And he's like, no, you got to, it goes with a hamburger. Ketchup goes with a hamburger.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I
Anywhere
do,
else.
too.
And I almost fired him.
Look at how angry you get.
I really thought he'd be on my side. I'm like, this is the one guy I know. He called me, he goes, Jim, I got to talk about this contract. I go, first of all, do you use ketchup? He goes, yeah, on hamburgers, yeah. And I'm like, fuck.
I'm with you with steak. I'm finally over that. I do not put ketchup on steak.
I like ketchup.
But a good steak sauce, if they have it laying around. Like Peter Luger's has the best steak sauce that I've ever had. And you can buy it in stores, certainly on the East Coast, I know.
How about mustard?
No, I've never
I like
been
a lot of mustard.
I've never been a mustard guy, so
Love mustard.
fan.
Pretzels and mustard. I'll eat fucking cake and mustard. Yeah, mustard rules.
I'll put it on a sandwich here and there, but like a ham and Swiss or something. But, I don't really search out mustard for the most part. No. Here's Florentine talking about ketchup.
You ever eat mustard off a clit?
There's a restaurant in Florida that banned ketchup for anyone over the age 10 years old. I love that. All right. Ketchup is for kids, not adults. I know you're a creature of habit. You've been putting ketchup on your stuff for years. All right. Get over it. It's for kids. All right. If I get a fresh hamburger off the grill, last thing I want to do is put liquid sugar on my hamburger. I actually want to taste it. That's all ketchup is, liquid sugar and chemicals. There's over 50 teaspoons of sugar in a bottle of ketchup. There's no reason for that. Okay, and I'm not a food snob. I'm not at all. My favorite restaurant to eat is Quiznos. I actually had my rehearsal dinner for my wedding at a Quiznos. I went to lunch with my friend the other day. He gets his meal. He's like, can you pass the ketchup? I go, no, you're not 9 years old. I'm not passing. He's like, come on, man, give me the ketchup. I go, you know what? You're 42 years old. If I'm going to pass the ketchup to you, I'm also going to ask for a booster seat because that's you should be sitting in if you're eating ketchup at 42. No more ketchup.
Don't go anywhere. This show will be back in a few minutes. In the meantime, check them out on Twitter at Opie Radio and at Jim Norton. In case you missed it, recently this happened.
You guys already ruined Duchovny's marriage. What more can you do?
Well, I don't know.
What other damage you want to do?
That was something that was between me and you. So.
Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding.
Let's quit spilling the beans.
He's getting a divorce after 17 years. And he was a sex addict, and he might have enjoyed our pal talk at the time.
Yeah, back in the day. I remember coming in here, and there was like 8 naked girls on the right when Pal Talk first came around.
And he was
exactly.
He was amazed by that technology. Yes, that is true.
But he's Duchovny. He doesn't need that. He could just pull out his fucking Duchovny dick on a casting call.
Sure.
Get it slobbered on.
Well, he gets a lot of chicks in that Californication.
Yeah.
To me.
He probably met them on Pal Talk.
I would say that I don't see that as the most realistic thing about a sex addict.
Well, he plays a sex addict, and he gets really hot women.
Yeah, wow, and saying cool things like, hey, you want to go for a hayride? Put your dick through a hole in the wall in a booth and call me.
Yeah.
What's the difference between his depiction of a sex addict and real life?
The fact that he's only fucking really hot girls and he's an author, a devil-may-care author. I've never really watched the show.
I kind of liked
a few clips.
I liked the first couple seasons, and I tapped out. I don't know how many years they're up to now.
Yeah.
But.
He's never stood in the kitchen rubbing a knife over his fat stomach because he lost an erection again. Just things like that.
Rubbing a knife over his stomach.
When did you do that?
I didn't say I did. I'm just saying some people who realize that they can't function sexually with women unless they're...
We need to know when you did that. Why would you do that?
When wouldn't I have?
I don't ever want to... Oh,
how do you rub the knife?
You just poke it into yourself and it feels
He thinks
satisfying.
about rubbing it.
Yeah,
he
but
thinks about stabbing himself, but he doesn't.
You don't do it.
So you just poke a little bit?
Yeah.
And we know it was a while ago because he said his fat stomach.
That's right. Who said it was me? And maybe I'm relaying the story of another person.
Yeah, you don't have the fat stomach,
shit.
so...
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Want more? Get the show on demand now at SiriusXM.com/on-demand. You wanted more. You got it. The show is back.
Yeah, this is some clutch right here. I want to play a whole song, though.
Is this Where Did the Memories Go?
I believe it's not, Jimmy. No.
How come you're not playing my clutch picks?
Fucking like these guys.
It's great.
It's a band. Honey Child or just Child?
No. Bring it down.
I've actually heard this one. What's the name of this, C-Rock?
Bringing it down.
Electric Worry.
So why don't we play the whole thing going to break next time? That's a little taste. We'll
Wow,
play the
Troy
whole...
loves these guys, too.
For real?
Yeah. Didn't we have them in NEW, the whole band?
Yeah, a long time ago. For their big hit back then.
The Mob Goes Wild.
No. Grass is Always Greener.
It's their biggest song. Holy shit. I haven't heard this song in probably 10 years, easily.
This one?
No, they're huge over-the-top hit.
Yeah.
That was the reason why they were in NEW at the time.
Yeah.
Are they from Jersey or something?
Baltimore.
Baltimore, okay.
Yeah. Bringing back the good
Close
days.
enough.